the feminine side. The standpoint. Still listen to the feminine side. The standpoint.
Okay. Merry Christmas to all of you. It's a week to Christmas, and as you know, we are already in the Christmas mood on the standpoint. Welcome, welcome, welcome to an exciting edition today. Listen, my guests today think they are going to talk about women supporting women, but you know what? I have a surprise for them. I'm celebrating them as friends. I admire their friendship. I've seen them at programs. I've seen them at events. I've seen them, in an unofficial situations and positions, and I admire, I respect their friendship. Today, we are going to celebrate their friendship, get to know more about them, and see how we can build friendships as women, sustaining, respectful, trustworthy friendships. So today we are celebrating, quote unquote, friendship and sisterhood. Welcome to the standpoint a week before Christmas. And please make sure you bring in your shoes, okay? Please, 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 please. The number is on the screen. Please call the number, Momo, or you can call or WhatsApp. Wherever you are, we'll come and pick up the shoes. One brand new shoe or two. And the average price or average cost for a shoe now is $150 to $200. Please, 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 please remember, we are giving it to children in underserved communities. And this year we are singling out the children who were victims of the dam spillage. Wouldn't you love to put smiles on their faces? Wouldn't you love to make their Christmas special? And you know this is what we do. We've been doing it for the past 6 years, and you can trust us to do it in a special way on your behalf. So call, donate, bring your shoe, bring the rice, bring the oil, bring the drinks, bring the clothes, bring the cash. And we'll make sure we'll do that for you. We hope to do the donation on the 22nd of December. So please, please, please send in your donation now. But for today, we are celebrating, friendship. And let me say thank you to tie-dye Yakwa for my tie and dye. I really appreciate it. And this beautiful rich auntie, this is super rich auntie, during Christmas kind of, dress. And it's by Dash Fashions. Thank you so much to her. My hair is by Silver Hair and Spa. They are at Medina and at Osu, and they also did my nails as well. Thank you so much to them. My beads, as always, by Twinny Crafts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my face beat, my hair also styled by the one and only Akosia of Touch by Roses. We take a break. When we come back, we meet the two friends. Don't tell anybody, but they are Edith and Fatima. We'll be back.
The standpoint. The standpoint.
Welcome back to the standpoint. A week to Christmas. Isn't it excitement in the air? I can't wait. As if I'll do something here. Meanwhile, I'll find myself in the village. Don't tell anybody. But that's where I will be. But it's still Christmas, and I love to celebrate Christmas and share and all that. Well, my guests today, as I told you, they think they are here to talk about women supporting women. But, well, let me say thank you to Vena Mineral Water for sponsoring the program. Vena Mineral Water it has a balanced pH level. It has all the required minerals and low in sodium. They also believe in sharing love and changing lives. Thank you to Beagle Drinks as well. Let me come straight to my panel. Let me introduce them first, and then I will tell them why they are here. They think they are coming to talk about women supporting women. So they are all up in arms. So seated right opposite me is Edith Yuzubukari. Did I get it right? That Yubukari.
Yes.
Okay. She is the country director, Harley Reid's Ghana, and also the director, CEO, co-founder
Yes.
of Little Big Souls. And It's all about taking care of and raising awareness on preterm babies. Welcome to the standpoint. Welcome back.
Thank
It's
you.
been forever.
It's been forever. I was on one of the very first
very
standpoints.
first, yes, standpoints.
So it's lovely to be back.
Oh, it's good to have you.
These women all speaking in English.
And seated next to me is Fatima Al Mohammed, who is the CEO of African Brand Warrior. Welcome to the standpoint.
Thank you. Gifty.
Good to have you
good to
here.
have you here.
So you think you're here to talk about women supporting women, so I'm sure you're all prepared and everything. But you're here to
go
be
with the flow.
celebrated.
Oh, sorry?
We are here to celebrate you.
Okay, look, I've got makeup on and I'm a
Celebrate
very
your
emotional person.
friendship.
I start crying, so.
Celebrate your
Okay.
sisterhood. Celebrate what you do for womanhood, regardless of your own challenges, of your own cries, of your own pains. You are all out there. In my intro, I said, I've seen you, watch from afar and close, seeing your kind of friendship, and I admire. And I think we all have to learn something from it.
Wow.
It's good to see her cry.
Somebody have some tissue here. Okay.
So welcome to the standpoint and happy birthday to you.
In advance. I keep saying everything is in advance only because people assume it's the day, today would be the day.
Right.
But I always say that you're a year ahead of the year before.
Okay.
Because that's the day that it all culminates, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's when you're a year older.
Yeah.
So happy birthday.
Thank you. You're taking out for dinner, so don't start.
So how long have you known each other? Fatima, let me start from
Let's not even start. I have no idea. I would say forever, because I can't keep track. I think she knows the dates, but I've been here for 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so, okay, if she says it's 8 years, but I feel like it's forever.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever not
8 or
knowing
9
her.
years.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years.
How did the friendship start, Edith?
It's actually an interesting story.
Yeah.
I was at a restaurant in Accra, in Laboni, with another friend,
Okay.
having early dinner, and planning a conference for women, which was going to be the next week, or sort of in that week. And Fatima walked in with a group of African friends. Basically, they form an African union. Yes, and they were going to have dinner. And we knew another person who was on with that group, and they came to say hello. And then Fatima knew my friend, so she came to say hello to my friend as well, and then said hello to me. And then I don't know how it happened, but she just sat down. So we were the two, and then she left her friends and came and sat with us, and we just started talking. And in fact, her friends at one point came and said, "This is ridiculous," because she made her drink come to our table and everything. And we just started talking from that day. And I mentioned the conference I was having, and she said, and I said, "Come." And she said, "Oh, I'm really busy, but I'll come for a few minutes. I'll see how it is." It was for 2 days. She said, "I can't do the 2 days, but I'll come." And then we kept it literally from that day was when I knew her. I didn't know much about her. I just knew her, and we spoke so much that day, right?
The whole night.
That we just spoke. And then she came to the conference, and she was only supposed to stay half a day. And then just before lunch, she says, "Oh, Edith, I'm going to call the office and I'll stay for the whole day." And then towards the end of the day, she goes, "Okay, that's it. I'm going to call in and I'm going to come back for tomorrow." And that was just the beginning for us anyway. That's how I see it. It was just the beginning. The interesting thing is that Fatima changed her life drastically after that conference.
At the conference.
She literally quit her job, which was earning her crazy money. Literally just changed her life.
Everything.
From that conference.
What changed?
I don't know. I went for the true colors. I've been for so many events. I've been for so many programs and workshops. There was something about her and Allah, and the program that they did, the true colors, and it was so spot on because I'm sure you've done true colors, and when you do the way they do the color coding and stuff like that, it turned out to be exactly me. And obviously, being a single parent and being a career-minded woman, my life has all just been about work. On that day, I just realized, because I knew there was something at the back of my head that I was not happy with. And literally, I think from that event, it was it, that this wasn't where it's supposed to be. And when I say I was in thousands of dollars of salary, it was more than 25,000. So I'm not going to tell you the figure after that, but it was, and I just quit. And then after that, I hold her responsible. But yeah,
and it was the beginning.
It was
a whole new life.
And I started African Brand Warrior, and and it was friendship of that.
What a name for it! African Brand Warrior. What does it?
So you can see the red hair.
Yeah.
And being Kenyan.
Yeah.
So Maasais and the warriors.
Okay.
And being a strategist person and somebody who's into marketing. So for me, the war is about brands. And it's in the marketplace, not about bloodshed, but about building African brands. So that's what I do. So, and I'm a very warrior spirit. I'm not one of those people that you can, I say what I say, I do what I do.
And you say the same thing, but in a different
way. I'm not diplomatic. So I think everything that I do, and also my whole life has been about a war. Everything's been a fight.
Right.
Nothing has ever come on a platter. So you've had to fight for it. So African Brand Warrior just came in from that perspective that that's what I do. So as soon as you know you see that name, you know what I do. And that's it.
I'll come to what brought you to Ghana. But, Edith, you seem to be a very calm, collected person, have it all together. And Fatima is Fatima. Queen Fatima, fiery, fierce, a warrior. She is. How do you find a common ground to build this beautiful relationship that you have?
Because I was about to say before I say anything that it's quite interesting that in the 8-9 years of knowing her, we've never fought. And it's a weird thing because sometimes, it doesn't mean that we've never had disagreements,
right?
But we've just never fought or not been angry enough to say, okay, we're not talking to each other and then come back. But I think at the core of who we are, I think we're the same. So the personality is something else, but our values are the same. Family, integrity, all those things are the same. So I think we connect on that level, and I think that's where it starts. Secondly, she's fiercely loyal. Like if I have a problem with somebody, and I have this thing of I have a problem, I tell her.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I forgive the person, or I'm back talking to the person, and she's carrying on the fight. She's actually carrying on the fight. Right. She doesn't.
How dare you hate my friend?
Yes, hers is that, and she wouldn't. And I love that she fights for me, even when it might not be an outside fight, but at least she'll be telling me. The way she'll be fiercely protective of me gives me, it's just really reassuring for me as well. And then another thing about her, though, to be honest, is that people don't see a lot. She does this thing about what the right hand does, the left hand doesn't have to know. But she has this generosity of spirit. And I'm drawn to people who are givers.
Right. Because you are a giver yourself.
Yeah, givers of time, givers of self, givers of just trying to make things better. Even sometimes, people don't even know this, but she does things that I feel like you are literally giving too much. Like, it's not so much the giving, but of yourself too much. You're literally sacrificing yourself too much sometimes for people who
don't deserve it.
So the outer persona in terms of her fiery nature, her strength, her outgoing and everything nature, and I think also complements mine because she knows what I'm like. I get angry about things, but my anger is different.
Right.
She knows when I'm angry. She knows when she has to stop pushing. She makes comments about the way my face changes when something isn't quite right. She can see me and know when things are not so good. Yeah. And so I think for that, we complement each other. And I realize now, and as I grow up, and even within, as I grow older, even within work settings, etc., that, diversity is very important for creativity and growth and beautiful things. And that being the same doesn't necessarily mean that it's a beautiful thing. So I think that's how you can add yours, but I think that's how I see it.
I mean, you've actually said the way, my loyalty, I think, is what, if there's any friend that you'd speak to, it's something that I stand by. If I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to you to death, completely. So I don't understand betrayal. I mean, Edith is a person I can call at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning when I'm really in pain or hurt, and she actually listens to me. I mean, the other time I think she was sitting in London, and the time difference, and I'm still calling, and I want to cry, and I want to whatever. So we've been through our things, but when she says I continue the fight, I continue the fight in the sense it will not be in front of I have to keep reminding her, why are you still talking to this person? Why are you doing this? Why haven't you gone and done this? So I remind her because as much as she's also picked that in me where I do a lot for people, she has the same traits. And I get upset, like, why are you going out of your way to do that when you know this person did that? I mean, luckily for me, I haven't had that situation where I've had people betray me as much as they've done her. I only had it, last year, and that I think probably was the most painful. But I've never gone through betrayal because I'm the kind of person, if I cut you off, I cut you off. But at the same time, also, when I love you, I find it painful if you do something to me because I can't understand why you would do that. But as I grow older, I started to understand that this is what life really is about. So when I see that, I mean, she's picked it up in me, but when I look at her, I find her she's more giving. She's got and she picked up this thing about family and friends. The two of us have that. And I think that is, as much as it's our strength, it's also our weakness, because what it does is then we become willing to be allowed to not have boundaries, right? So what happens is we remind ourselves. Now, the difference is I go to her and I'll say, no, you're not picking up the phone. You're not calling the person. And then I'll call, did you make that call? I hope you didn't. Stuff like that. Yeah. But with me, she doesn't do that. With me, I call her and I will say, and then I'll ask her, so what do you think? What's your thought on it? So if she validates it for me, then it becomes easier. But it's also interesting, both times because Edith went through, tragic losses in her, in the family. Right. And both times, I remember it was just a call and I turned up immediately. The second one, I was at the airport, I had just landed, I was still at the immigration. I went in immediately. For me, that's what friendship is. People think it's about hanging out and going in. We may not see each other for, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month at times, but we will pick wherever we've left. And we really do have each other's back.
Now tell me, what does it take to have friendships like this? Because this is kind of friendship that, I think every woman will crave for. But oftentimes, we don't have that. We don't get that. And people start and like, I've got you this. And then somewhere along the line, it just becomes so messy, the betrayal, the backstab. And what does it take to have friendship like this?
I think for us, I don't know, this is my view, there is no expectation. I have no expectation of Edith. I don't want anything from Edith. I'm not expecting her to be doing anything for me, or all I just know is that she'll be there for me no matter what it is. She's family. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So for me, that's another problem that I do have, and I acknowledge it, is that I have a very thin line between friendship and family. Very thin line. Just as if I have a very thin line between my personal and professional life. So being a single woman, being a career-minded person, I would not mix it. Oh my God, my daughter's sick, I'm going to have to take time off from work. Never did that, because at the end of it, there's an expectation out of work, so I know how to balance it. Right. So it's the same thing. She's, for me, not my friend. She's my sister. She's family. I don't see her any other way. And the beauty about any of the friendships that I have, and since we're discussing this one, is that they actually become a part of my real family, my blood family. Right. So she's closer to my sister as she is to me. They have a different relationship where I don't even know when they talk or when they communicate. It might just come out by accident. Oh, by the way, I spoke to Mariam, and I'm like, huh? When or did you? I just find it will just come out as a slip of the tongue. So I will not know about it. And that's the same way with any of my other friendships. Right. Every one of them is close to my family member. So they know my sister, they know my mom, they know my brother. So we don't know how to define or keep a boundary, because when we're in it the whole hog. So I think it's purely that there is no expectations.
It is?
Okay, so I have a take, and I really think it's really around your own self-awareness before you even go into things. I think I'm very self-aware. I know who I am. I know what drives me. I know, I just know I'm grounded in myself. I don't measure myself against other people.
Right.
And it's a trait. It's something I've had from childhood. I've never envied anybody's clothes, or are they prettier than me, or any of those things. So that self-awareness allows me to be in friendships and not have, there's always those nuances in friendships that sometimes maybe little petty jealousies and envies and things which derail beautiful friendships,
right.
Just like that. And similarly, I meet someone who's extremely self-aware, and in fact, there's no one in Fatima's mind. There's no one better than her. That's it. Period.
She's Queen Fatima.
Yes, and I have a daughter who my eldest daughter also does the same thing. I'm flawless. She's flawless. She's awesome, and I want to ground that in my children as well.
Right.
So I think that's a strength you can take into any friendship, because it gives you an upside. Because once you know who you are, you know what you are about. You're not looking for anything from that person except that beautiful friendship. You're not expecting anything. Sometimes you pick up a phone and a friend says, you haven't called me for days, so that thing. It doesn't happen. I hadn't spoken to Fatima all of last week.
Yeah,
we did WhatsApp, but we hadn't really spoken. And I send a message, and my message isn't about, we haven't spoken. My message would be, I miss you.
Yeah. Oh, I love you.
I said, I've missed you.
Yeah.
And we leave it like that. It's, I've missed you, and we move on. So I think for any friendship, and this is just my advice to all women, all people, doesn't even have to be women, that I think when you go into, same thing as you go into marriages, that if you don't know who you are, anybody can tell you who you are, and you will become that.
Wow. Okay, you do know I cry easily, right?
This is so good.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, this is beautiful.
The makeup artist, I might need her again.
Oh, this is beautiful, Fats.
Happy birthday,
And
Fatima.
let me tell you another thing that keeps Edith and I together.
Cake.
We're foodies. That's what we do.
Cake.
We find places and we go and we eat, and then we'll look for cakes. We'll look for anything. So, wasn't it just a couple of weeks ago? there was a craving. And Edith, what are you up to? I really feel like Thai. And she was,
I don't want to know where you took me. That wasn't.
Yeah, but it's still, we went to a dingy joint. We went to where we wanted to go.
Local place.
It wasn't open. And as we were driving, it was in Osu. I said, let's just check which other place there is. And we found this place.
We found a place.
Well, they had the most amazing old school music.
Yes. Yes.
There was something. It was amazing. I literally things that I could remember in my teens and my 20s, And I was like, oh my God, I need to come and steal their playlist. And then we ate, and that's us. We just up, And
So you are the two friends who are not chasing flat tummy.
no.
Oh no.
No. Look.
Oh no. Wait. Let's be real here.
No, I'm coming there. I don't know about you. I just told her outside, and I know there's nothing, there's no bleeps on your show.
Yeah.
So she was like, Fatima, how do you feel? I said, let me tell you, the reason I'm wearing a big dress today is because my underwear is rolling at my waist. So I'm like, no, I'm done. I've got to get back to losing it. But we just love our food. We do, and whenever we get a chance, we'll try and get away. We'll go and do a massage. We'll cheat ourselves that we're doing something healthy.
Or something.
Yeah, or something or the other. We don't get to do it as much as we would like to, obviously because we're all trying to put food on the table, and it's not like the economy is kinder to people like us. So we've got to do what we've got to do. But that is the one thing is we celebrate each other for everything, huh? Everything, by the way, we celebrate. If Edith has done something,
So her last birthday was her 50th, right? And where was I? I traveled somewhere.
Yeah, you were in London.
In London.
Yeah, so I arrived the
the
day before.
You arrived the night before,
Yes. So I arrived the day before the birthday, and I went to hers because she'd arranged a photo shoot. So I thought, it's a photo shoot and it's her birthday, so it's going to be a birthday photo shoot, right?
Right.
No, I get there and it's a two people photo shoot. They dressed us as queens and local, queens, and we did a photo shoot. And I kept saying, but you're putting me in your birthday photos. So if you see her birthday photos, it's just one of her and then the rest of me and her. Somebody will be like, why is this girl not just giving this one her shine?
It didn't make anybody happy.
So, right, happy birthday. We'll take a break and then come back. But before we go, Edith, today, 17th December, is Fatima's birthday. What do you want to say to her?
Don't make me cry.
No, I won't. Well, you can cry if you want. But I literally want her to... So, you know what I said at your 50th? How it was the turn of the page and the beginning of...
I'm about to cry, okay.
You know what I mean? All these things, all these new things. Well, it's a continuation. This is just a celebratory post. I mean, you're climbing Everest and we're just at the point where we're just on one of the camps. You need to continue on that journey. Your evolution, your growth has just been really, it's a different era. An era where you've understood exactly who you are. You know that it's not about single or married. It's not about children or no children. It's literally about Fatima and where you're heading in the next decade and beyond. So
as long as
your
you
journey,
to be there with
I'm
me.
always going to be there.
That's
I'm always going to be there. It's not.
So that's it. Then life just goes on.
But keep doing.
Oh, that we're doing.
It.
We're going to make people
keep
feel
doing
like they need
it.
to choke.
and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, can you cut your cake whilst we take our break?
Folding
You're watching The Standpoint and we are celebrating two friends. One of them's birthday, Fatima's birthday, is today. And of course, we are celebrating her. I'm sure listening to their story, you wish, oh God, how I wish I had a friend like that. But are you willing to be a friend like that? When we come back, we'll be talking about that. But let me say thank you to Vena Mineral Water, Big Goat Drinks, House of Food, and to Vera and the team. Thank you so much. Thank you to Yap Cleaning Services who take care of our environment. All Cuisine, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Casa by Yekua, the hair products. Thank you to Techno Ghana. And then, of course, to my team, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next week is Christmas, but we take a break. When we come back, we get to find out more about Fatima and Edith. We'll be back. They are truly foodies. They're already eating the cake.
Nice. Oh, sorry.
The Standpoint.
Welcome back to The Standpoint, and you're still celebrating Edith and Fatima. Listen, if the pictures have changed, if the shots have changed, it's because the camera guys are jealous. They didn't get some. So they are not being nice to us. If we look different, it's blame it because we haven't given them some of the cake yet. Oh, but on a serious note, welcome back, and I hope you're learning something, and I hope you are, getting educated information and understanding why you need that friend. We'll get into that in a moment, but once again, let me say thank you to Tie-Dye Yekwa for my tie and dye, my beautiful rich auntie look. Dress is by Dash Fashions. Thank you so much to her. My beads by Twinny Craft, and of course hair and my nails by Silver Hair and Spa. Oh, and the two of you are getting a treat from Silver Hair.
Oh my Lord.
And Spa. Yes, you are getting a treat from them during this festive season. Yes, the two of you are getting that. And we also say thank you to Touch by Roses for my makeup. And of course, their makeup was by Beauty by Pensy. So, Fatima,
Yes.
why is it so important for a woman to have a female friend? To have a woman friend?
Okay, so I don't know if I'd be the right person to ask this question because since childhood, all my friends have been male. But it's very interesting that my female friends are limited, and then they're my ride and die, my go-to. So there's a set of friends I have in Kenya,
Right.
and we're 5 of us, and my friends, we've been together since we were single, to being married, to having had children, to right now when we go through anything and everything. We have our WhatsApp group, we're in touch with each other, we'll call one another.
Right.
So every time I remember the series Sex and the City,
Yeah.
where literally like that. I think there's a like of each one of us
Right.
in that. Now I'm sorry if the husbands are watching this to try and figure out which one is who, but yeah, but literally, I mean, there's that that kind of bond, and then they say that wherever you go, you can make it home only if you have your family. I mean, I can live anywhere as long as my family and my friends are there.
Yeah.
And for me to be here for 14 years, it's because I have created a home for myself here. And there are very few people. For me in Ghana, I can count them on my 5 fingers. They're my go-to people, no matter what it is. And in that, interestingly, now it's again changed because, like I said, it's always been men. So yes, there's definitely a man in it. And the rest are all my women friends. And again, I have the same, it's like a replica of the friendship that I have in Kenya here. Yeah. The difference is that particular group of friends have been with me through everything. And then as you grow and mature, there are different challenges, different aspects where only this circle knows and is aware of because they see it on a day-to-day basis. So if you ask me, is it important for women to have women friends? I don't know, because quite frankly, I have never been put in a situation where I would think that, because she's a female, I've never looked at it in that way. For me, friendship is about the friendship part. And again, knowing Fatima as Fatima, if I can talk to her about my rolling underwear, I'll tell a guy the same thing. I don't have any filters. So I base things based on just the friendship element of keeping gender aside. But the more older I've got to understand that with women, it's such a crucial aspect. I wouldn't say that I would be able to differentiate between the two because
But there are things you can talk to a woman about that you can't.
But funny enough, my friendship with male, and like my closest friends, I've got 2 male friends, and they're my closest. They know anything and everything about me, everything, just as much as what Edith would know about me. So, because I've never differentiated, like I said, in that particular way. However, that said, the older I got, I started, and it's like, when you are younger, your fathers and daughters have a relationship. The older I grew is when I started getting closer to my mother. I was very close to my dad. And that's because then I started understanding a lot of things from a women perspective. My challenges has been with women more coming from the perspective of there's always what's in it for me, the jealousy. I can't understand gossip. I honestly do not like the crying of why me and all that kind of stuff. I can't, because I wasn't raised in that. I'm a fighter. So I can't understand when women start diminishing themselves and diminishing their light. I can't be around that kind of energy because I don't understand it. So when I see women presenting themselves in a weak way, it puts me off. But I guess because I've been around men a lot more. That said, it's still something that I continue with to date, that I don't have weak female friends. Right. As much as Edith also is very soft and gentle, that is in her.
But she's not.
It's her approach. And I know that when there are times I'll be like, okay, with Edith, you better stop her, because I know she's going to say something that will slice the air. So I know when not to say something. So I'll watch, and then after she's done, I'm like, okay, what upset you? Why you? I can tell. From the phone. Edith just has to message me something, and I will know from the message that there's something wrong with Edith. Straight to her, I'll say, "Are you okay?" or whatever. I say, "Yeah, fine." Then I know that something's wrong. So I'll wait, and then I probably won't talk to her on that day. I'll wait until, so I can tell straight away that there's something. I'm the opposite. I speak. You've hurt me, or something's upset me, or somebody's made me, and I just talk it out. That's who I am. So to find like that balance is very rare, and. Yeah. I think that's why now I tend to appreciate women more. Right. I mean, there's Edith, there's Gina, there is Toyin. When these are girls that I don't even have to do anything, they'll just call up, "Are you okay?" I'm just calling to say I love you, or I miss you, or where we have no qualms sharing our vulnerabilities, sharing our weaknesses, sharing celebrating each other's success, and even telling the other person. Sometimes I'll be like, "You don't even know how powerful you are, what you have, or what you can do. I could tell it to one of the other girlfriends, like, are you serious? I wish my daughter just could be like you, kind of thing. So that's the beauty now that we have. But I honestly don't think, I stand to be corrected, I don't think there are very many women like the circle of mine that is very unique in Kenya and here, where we genuinely are unlike other women.
Right. Exactly. It is.
I have a different view.
That's a reference.
I have a different view. I think it's important for women to have a tribe. Now, whether it's a tribe of 2, or if you're lucky, a bigger one.
A bigger one, yeah.
It's important. And it's important that there's women. As women, it's a women's tribe. And I say it for 2 things. So for instance, within that tribe, your relationship might be different with all of them. One might be your go-to for certain things. One might be your vulnerable go-to. One might be, and we're all flawed. So there's no perfect relationship I think you're going to have. You can't say, oh, I did this. That's the person's character. You know what the person's character is. So there's certain things you will not take to that person. But you know their strengths and you know what they can give you. And I think identifying that is also a superpower. Just in understanding, who your tribe are and and there's something I've learned, because she talks about betrayal and stuff. It's something I've learned as I've got older, that your expectations of a person creates the situations that you then have from that person, which are outside of your control. But if only you'd managed your expectations in terms of just understanding who they are, then you wouldn't be going through some of those things, because they haven't done anything wrong. It's just who they are. Yeah. But I think it's important for women to have tribes. And I say because, we wear so many different hats. So you're a woman, you're most likely in a relationship, whether it's married or with somebody, or you're single, or you have children, or you're not. There's so many parts of your life that you're balancing, work, etc. So there's always going to be that confident type of person that you choose and you have. Yeah. It can be a man or a woman, but I feel like for a woman, it should be a woman normally. Because the relationship with men, for me, it's the friendship you're talking about. It can be that pure friendship. But there's something that men do differently to women. The thought processes are different. A man can compartmentalize everything. So you'll think, someone says, oh, he's ignoring me. He's probably not ignoring you. Yeah. He's in his work mode or in his something mode, and his love for you doesn't diminish whichever one that he's moving. But a woman is multifaceted and multitasking, and we learn from each other as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like it's good to have a tribe of women. It brings out growth in you. You see things in people that maybe you recognize in yourself and you don't want to see in yourself, so you work on it. Right. Or you see strengths in people that you think, oh, well, that mirrors my strengths and this is where I want to take it. Yeah. Some of our, and in saying that, it doesn't mean I have a huge tribe. I was lucky in the sense that most of my women support systems were in my family. Be it mother, cousin, sister, that kind of thing, yes. And that's why my relationship with Fatima is as fierce as that, because she allows me to put a mirror in front of myself in the most vulnerable way and self-assess in a loving way. Now, there's another friend of mine who I go to in terms of business. And the funny thing is, Fatima and I have so many opportunities to work together in terms of business, to make so much money. But somehow, I'm not quite sure what it is. We talk about it and we're excited about it, but other things are more important than that. Okay. But I have a friend who maybe I can go to in terms of just understanding, I'm doing this strategic move, is it better? But I should go to her. But when I go to her, we start talking about things that are more closer to us. And so she opens doors for me in rooms I'm not in. Right. She mentions my name in places that people come to me about. And I do the same for her. I have another friend who's just a doer. So if I need something done, And I'm not good at, I don't know, she knows everybody in Ghana, you know, so if I need this, she will get it for me and whatever else. So I think it's important to have a tribe. It's important to have also somebody who, not just a tribe, whilst we're nurturing people or mentoring people, it's important to have somebody that you can also lean on or look up to. And I call it a mother figure in your life as well, as women. Right. Because whilst you're pouring...
call them the Elizabeth.
It's to me, it's very important. And that's why the loss of my mother hit me as hard as it has done even till now, because instead of looking around for more, I had always just put all of it into her, because she was everything. She was my champion. She was she's so proud of everything that we did. So I think it's important that women have female relationships, because like I said, it grows you. The thing is, the kind of female relationships you choose to have and the expectations that you have of those people.
Awesome. But as I said, I admire your friendship. It's beautiful. And I pray that it continues to grow. Amen. That many more people will look up to you, know that it is possible. Amen. Because unfortunately, we hear more of the negative stories than we hear of the positives. You know, and as you rightly said, we've all suffered a form of betrayal by friends, so-called friends and sisters and all that, but they are the positive stories, and we need to project that.
Absolutely.
And let our young one know that it is possible, it can be done. Now, before you give me your conclusion, I have another surprise for you.
Oh my God. I think you should invite us more often to this kind of thing. I like presents.
So we have this... from, Casa by Yekwa. Yes. You know, it's all said the shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and then body wash, everything. This is for you. And so then this is also this. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, you want me to hold it for you?
Yes.
Hey, diva.
And then there's this packet from Techno Ghana. This is it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
this is the set.
Okay. Yes.
You know, this is the proper set.
And it's very soft. Oh my
Two
God,
faces,
so big.
very
It's
soft.
fleece.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a techno gift.
Wow. Thank you.
Say,
can you just keep inviting us more often? To bring us for another topic.
I will.
We will.
I will.
For you.
I will.
So much.
I will. So.
Yes,
this is techno. That's a Yakwa. Yes, she does, and that's her tie and dye as well. Oh, she's a crazy one. She does everything.
Because you're wearing purple, and
very
it's
natural.
A premium month. So
yes.
She's already seeing that she's loving that.
Yeah, you just said so. Each one of you. Let me keep this one here.
No, thank you. See, now we have something that we can share.
For being, thank you for being an example, and thank you for all that you do. You know, because I know both of you are into mentorship and all that. And Fatima is on Instagram as Queen Fatima. Please follow her. Sorry?
It's Queen Fatima.
Yeah,
Queen Fatima. Yes. And then, what did I say?
No, you did. She was trying to
okay, yes. And Edith Amenyo.
Yeah,
Edith Amenyo on Instagram as well. So follow them. Get to know all the things they do, the opportunities that their various institutions and have in terms of programs in the coming year. So you take up. I have attended for how many years now?
Yes.
Because it's all beautiful and it's always something new to learn. In conclusion, Fatima, what have you got to say?
I think our friendship definitely is going to go down in history for years, because. And why I say that?
You mean in your old age you'll be doing crazy?
No. I don't mean. I mean that we will do. I probably know we'll even exchange dentures at some point for sure. I mean we do glasses already. Like here, use my glasses. I'll use my glasses. But no, I think why I say it will, because when I see my daughter, it's amazing how my daughter knows who are my go-to people. It's unbelievable. Like when she's trying to do a surprise for me or something, or she knows who she will reach out. Yeah. She knows my girlfriends, and it's always like so amazing that I don't even have to she knows who are the people that I was speaking to, who are the ones that she can approach. Okay. And I think through the friendships that we've had, like even she came down, it was her 21st birthday, and I asked her, okay, what would you like me to do, and which friends would, and do you know what my daughter did? She only asked specifically for my friends. So at her 21st, it was my friends that came for the birthday.
And we
It
were
was all
at
the
her
girls.
18th as well.
Yeah, and also we also for her 18th, it was supposed to just be her friends, but the girlfriends, all of us turned up.
Yep.
Because she only wanted us, and then even for her 21st, it was so. That means there is something right we're doing. That she feels that I would rather be around your circle and not my own. So I think that's why I say the legacy means it's gone to the next generation.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes. In conclusion, I just want to say thank you. You know, I know I do. I thank you for, especially the last 3 years have been tough. And you've been there through thick and thin, and I thank you for that. And we'll continue to be. You've said everything else as well.
So this girl has seen me lose 15 kilos
in
a year. She's been there for me. Oh God.
So I appreciate it. And like you said, my children also see it. Yeah. But you know, we're talking about our friendship as well. But I mean, Gifty, seriously, we say sis, but we are.
We are.
I'm remembering we go back so far, longer than like we go back so long.
Oh, are we talking about
I'm
me
talking
now?
about you.
Oh.
And I want to say thank you too for that, because it's like I can pick up from anywhere with you. If I don't talk to her for Gifty for whatever, and I call her, I need whatever I need. So when she calls me, she's saying, you owe me. I owe her because I just call her for anything, and you're there, and you supported our organizations, and you supported me. You show that I'm your sister, you admire me, and I do you too. So we're really proud. Every time you write a book.
Her book is sitting in my office right now. The one with, and you should see, I just keep reading and that's why I think, for me, that's why I say it's different, because somehow every woman has the same story. Right?
Yes. At the core.
At the core, we are. That's why we're supposed to understand one another. But the problem is a lot of us choose to want to compete with another.
You know,
or
we
pull
have
one
insecurities. People are dealing with stuff, and then they take it on somebody else. So
Rather
sometimes it's not their fault.
Yeah, because I can promise you, open a page in your book. And somebody will say, that is my story too.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, that's been
But the thing is, a lot of women don't have the guts to go and talk about it or write about it, and you have. And we come and we talk about it. So when we talk about friendship, I mean, I only know you because of Edith. And from the day we met, we've hit it. And I remember
like
the other
troublesome people.
Yeah, I know.
Troublesome backbenchers.
She tries to separate us from
she even tries to make sure
us
together. We
disturb.
don't sit on the same table, you know? And I come and I hug you, and then somehow, I mean, even the last time when we met, you know, there was something, and I was feeling really whatever, and you gave me a hug. And somehow I walked out of there with hope, knowing that if she could have done it, who am I to cry? You know what I mean? So I think that's what we should start as women, to understand that we're all on the same journey. Each one of us is going through something. It's not that one is greater than the other. And we just need to find ways to just support one another.
And if we find the good in each one of us, let's hold on to it.
Let's hold on to it. Yeah.
That's it.
On that note, again, we say thank you to all the supporters. So I'll be back with a bit of me. Meanwhile, we are going to eat the cake.
Yes, we are.
Is this cherry?
Yes, that's why I was waiting for that.
We'll be back.
The Standpoint.
You know, a few weeks ago, I told my husband that I want a surprise party. And then he looked at me and said, but do you have friends? Ouch. What's that supposed? I looked at what's this? He said, I don't know who your friends are. Oh, you have your daughters and sons. Whew. That was something. And that's truly my life, you know. For some years now, maybe that's one of the things that comes with being a late bloomer. My life, work, my child to school, pick her from school, go to playground, go to events. And so when you see me having fun on social media, dancing opportunity, that's the only period I have to have fun. So wherever I find myself and there's music or any sort of fun, whether it's at church, at a function, no matter how serious, if there is music and opportunity to have fun, I'll have fun there. But I've come to accept that that's a stage in my life. There was a stage in my life when I had everything to myself. I mean, I could go out with friends, call friends, so-called friends, you know, gather here, do this and that. I don't have that opportunity. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it hits me. Sometimes I feel like, you know, my life has become boring. But it's a stage. But I wish I have a friend who understands that I'm in this stage and therefore will call and check up on me and find out how I'm doing and this. And since I don't seem to have one, I have decided to be that friend to somebody. Listen, ladies, we all need a tribe. We need somebody who understands at every stage of life. A friend who can see you and say that, I know you are not. You don't have this friend I call Louisa. I haven't seen her for years, but I know that when I call Louisa today, she'll turn up for me, and that feels okay. But sometimes you wish you have someone who will check up on you every day without expecting anything, someone who truly cares about you. But if you don't, why don't you decide to be that for somebody? Why don't you become the woman another woman can rely on? No matter what it takes, married, single, children, whatever it is, every woman needs a trusted woman, a loyal woman, a friend they can cry on and bear it all, their nakedness, without feeling ashamed, knowing that she's got her. Knowing that she's got her. I pray and hope that even as we strive to change the narrative, what is fast becoming the norm of women, fighting each other, we hear betrayal, we make the norm of, portraying the positive stories, intentionally trying to be there for each other, intentionally trying to be being loyal regardless to someone who calls us a friend, a sister, or someone we call same. I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. I know when it comes to the whatever, God has got me covered. But He's also given me wisdom. We've been called into boldness. May the coming year bring us true friendship, loyal friendship. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week, and dare to be a good person. Bye for now.